Jerry Landis had a problem. As a 16-year-old, he had written a song that got some radio airplay. In fact, it became popular enough that he got a shot to go on Dick Clark's American Bandstand and sing his song. But now he was 21. And in the past 5 years, he had continued to write songs, but no one was interested. He shopped them all over New York, and no one wanted to hear anything that he had to say. Worse than that, Jerry Landis wasn't even his real name. The 16-year-old kid who got credit for that song wasn't really him. The name Jerry Landis was just a name that the record company liked, and so he didn't even get credit for the good thing that he had done. And so the 21-year-old was kind of at the end of his rope, wondering what he was going to do next. In that state one day, he grabbed his guitar and went up to the second floor of his parents' house. He walked into the washroom and closed the door. He liked to sing in the washroom because it was tiled, and the tiles in the room made his guitar and his voice echo in a pleasant way. So he went into that room and he shut the light off and he sat down on the floor and he started playing some chords on his guitar. Sitting there in the dark, playing his guitar, he began to sing. And he sang, "Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again." And in that moment, a kid who was called Jerry Landis, but whose real name was Paul Simon, changed his life. I love the idea that here's this guy who doesn't know that he's about to do something that will change the course of his life, but it happens. I love that idea because that's exactly the way life works. We never know what day is going to change us. We never know what's coming next around the corner. We just never really know. That's true of Abraham. He didn't get up one day expecting God to speak to him and tell him to gather up all his stuff and leave his homeland and go to a place that God would show him, but it happened. It's true of Moses. Moses is out shepherding his father-in-law's sheep one day when God calls him from the burning bush and says, "Hey, I need you to go get my people." It's true of James and John, who one day were just sitting around getting their nets ready for another day of fishing on the Sea of Galilee when Jesus walks by and says, "Follow me." In every single case, those guys got up thinking today would just be another ordinary day, but it wasn't. It was actually the day that changed their lives. Again, I love that idea that any day could bring something that would change everything. I don't know what you're going through right now. I don't know what you're up against. I don't know what's got you down or what's got you hopeful. I don't know where you are today, but I do know this. Today could be the day. Today could be the day that you look back on and say, everything changed here. Everything got better there. So can I encourage you to be ready if that comes today? Can I encourage you to be hopeful? Can I encourage you to be listening? Can I encourage you to be open? Can I encourage you to be optimistic? We serve a God who one time asked this question. He said, "Is anything too hard for the Lord?" Genesis chapter 18, verse 14 says that. The answer to the question is obvious. It's rhetorical, but the answer is obvious. The answer is no, there's nothing that's too hard. Again, I love the idea that God could step in anywhere, that the good thing could show up, that today might be the day. You never know what is just around the corner.